Story 1, try to cheat me on my trip. Enjoy circling the city for free. This happened just now when I called a Bolt driver to pick up my family for a ride to the local lake. As some background info, the app became very successful where I live because the cars are cleaner and the drivers usually friendlier than those of the taxi cab companies. Some taxi drivers caught on and switched companies believing they could continue their shady ways. They're taking detours to increase the cost, having personal stuff in the cargo bay, smoking while driving. You get the gist of it. To the story, my family wanted to go swimming in the lake, which is located on the other side of our city. My sister wanted to take the bus, but I suggested a Bolt, because the bus station has no shade and there are some constructions being done to the road leading to us. My husband and son obviously agree because neither like the bus and the car would be faster. So I order a driver. The app says it'll take him about 6 minutes because he needs to finish another ride. Nothing uncommon, no worries. My son is exited, hubby and sis are optimistic, so we chat away. After about 2 minutes my son asks to watch the progress, which he often does, and suddenly wonders why the driver is further away. I take a look and, indeed, the driver went the opposite direction, passing a store. We surmise that there might have been a construction site too, or that he wanted to bypass ours and continue chatting. After another 2 minutes I check my phone and notice him circling a kindergarten. Maybe he wanted to take a shortcut and noticed he couldn't get through? We continue our conversation. After some more minutes I see the driver getting to a crossing which might lead our way. Finally. The city must be full of construction sites today. I relax a little, but to my surprise he continues ahead, towards the train station, not us. At this point I realize that he doesn't intend to pick us up. He intends for me to get bored and cancel the ride, in which case he gets a fee anyway. I start fuming. I write him a message stating that I noticed him having difficulties getting to my location and that I do not mind him canceling so that someone else might come. The driver doesn't reply but gets on the next main street. Possible directions: one way towards us, the train station a little further away, a big hardware store very far away. He chooses the hardware store. I try to call him but he doesn't answer. At this point I've had enough. The driver already wasted about 11 minutes of our time, the bus was long gone by now, too. My husband calls another car on his phone while I write a complaint to the app including a screenshot of the driver and his car and decide to wait. This driver is not going to drive me anywhere, but I'll be damned if I cancel now. I will let him get to the corner of my street and then cancel. After all, two can play this game. My husband's car gets to us in less than 5 minutes. In all this time my driver continues to take the scenic route. After a total of 16 minutes he's got enough and cancels himself. I am very happy to have ruined 16 minutes of this man's life after he tried to cheat me for my money. Thanks God I wasn't in a rush, otherwise I might have been forced to pay the cancellation fee. TLDR, a cab driver tried to screw me over by wasting my money, but because I wasn't in a rush I wasted his time. Commenter says, _R0B says, had this happen with Lyft. I ordered a ride 4 seats for my party of 4. When the Lyft arrives, the driver has a bunch of his junk in the passenger seat. He says he can't move it and can't take 4 people. I showed him my screen on my phone where I clearly ordered a vehicle that said it has space for 4 passengers. He said sorry, nothing I can do, and drove about 40 feet away and parked on the side of the road. He then sits and waits. He does not cancel, he just waits for about 10 minutes expecting us to cancel. So I ordered an Uber. An Uber to my destination. He eventually canceled, probably when he saw us getting into another car. I will not bite the bullet for a scumbag like that. Commenter says, Theod says, he was not uber fast. Commenter says, compile_commit says, this happens quite frequently with me. I usually do what you did. Longest neither have cancelled as 3 hours. I cancelled after that since it was too late, and I was going to bed. In the app, if the driver cancels, it will automatically search again and assign the ride to another driver, who may become collateral damage. This practice by the drivers end up actually hurting more drivers in the long run. I need to book multiple cabs over multiple apps now, in the hope that at least one will come. It leads to a lot of cancellations when multiple cabs arrive together. Story 2, if you're not giving birth, you're staying at work, not mine but a friend's. For context, this happened in mainland China. My friend, Sue fake name, F, had a job with a toxic boss F. The boss would always find ways to keep her after work hours for trivial matters, and it made my friend upset. The last straw was when her boss told her, "You're not giving birth right now, right? Then you're perfectly fine staying behind to finish this extra work." Her husband found out and was livid. He didn't do anything though, until Sue switched jobs. Cue petty revenge. Her husband went on a rampage and used the former boss's phone number to sign up for dozens of abortion clinic services. Apparently the clinics blew up the former boss's phone for 3 days in a row, maybe more, I wouldn't know. Edit. Sue was not pregnant while working under the boss, commenter says. Jeannie Smolbini says, oh my fucking what? That boss clearly just sees women as baby vending machines. That edit hit me like a fucking truck at the end. Jesus Christ, like that would be bad enough to say to a pregnant woman, but she's literally not even pregnant? Commenter says, Manderthal13 says, boss read the good earth. Commenter says, Kangaroo Pack 3727 says, that is one pretty good petty revenge done by Sue's husband as a way to say you disrespect my wife and rob her right to quality time with me. You are gonna get crap in epic proportions from me. I bet Sue's husband is not stopping that petty revenge of his. Story 3, they don't know I'm their boss. I work at a facility with children with ASD. So due to HIPAA this will be very vague. We are short-staffed on this particular day and I volunteered to stay late to help with coverage so one of the children can make an important coder visit. Normally I am a supervisor of a different shift and oversee the people that I was filling in for. We are a fairly large company with awful turnaround, so people and titles get lost in the day-to-day all the time. On top of the chaos that our clients already stir up on a daily basis. So I am with my assigned child and this new lady comes out and immediately lays into me about how I have to do these things and those things. Starts questioning if I even know what I'm doing. All the while ignoring the client she is supposed to be watching. I tried correcting her. Tried to explain that what she was doing was improper and a danger to the child in this instance. It's a child who frequently chokes on food and she's not preparing his food properly. All the guidance I was attempting to give her, despite the disrespect and talking down to me, was met with huffs and puffs and her storming off mumbling insults she thinks I don't hear. I just laugh and ensure not only my child, but hers are safe. After all, I only have to wait an hour or two before I leave. And I'm patient and petty. This behavior continues the entire 2 hours. During this time she leaves her child unattended a dozen times, ignores all my guidance, tries bossing me around, hurls insults, gets attacked by her child. Many of our clients are violent and I still step in and rescue her so everyone is at the bare minimum at least, safe. I never once told her how long I've been there. Nor what my position is. I simply thanked her for the advice and smiled. And in the spirit of patience, and embracing my inner demons, I will now wait until the day she ends walking into my office. It will be glorious. Edit. Yes, I did my due diligence as a mandated reporter and both children are safe, and were handed off to veteran staff who are very competent. Update. I have no confirmation of the exact discipline, but she was removed from scheduling. This could mean a multitude of things. But it for sure means they consider this a serious enough infraction to disallow her from working with the kids. We'll probably know more after the weekend. Commenter says, it_rather_be_sewing says, why aren't you firing her? She sounds like a danger to the children. Commenter says, MN Concerto says, oh so lovely. I worked residential for 20 years. At one point I worked days then moved to part-time nights when we had young children and like you with turnover the newer day staff. Didn't know I was a veteran staff so sometimes ignored me. Anyway my kids got older and in school. And a full-time overnight supervisor position opens up, so I apply and get it. In fact the assistant director called me and asked me to apply. Anyway one night I walk in to check and one of the younger day staff says to me in passing, we didn't know you used to work days and had been here for X number of years. I said yes. They said oh. I find out that some of them complained about a part-time night staff with little experience getting the supervisor position and they were swiftly put in their place. Ha! From then on I had zero problems and day staff were more cooperative and came to appreciate my experience, especially with de-escalation. You know when you're struggling with a kid and I could walk into the room, tell a kid to go to bed, we were done or just be a calming presence because I am not easily rattled. Anyway, program closed 14 years ago but we keep in touch on social media and talk about our days in the trenches. Commenter says, okay Weird 136 says, you should find a reason to call her to your office, or close to your office so she can see who you are. Thanks for watching, I love you. Follow Reddit Echoes for more.